Don't try this at home. We're not professionals.
Not by any means, but hopefully you can learn from our mistakes. Hey guys, and welcome back to House Renovations, Chapter 4. As always, let me quit yapping at you and send you over to our foreman, who doesn't let us be boardmen, Scarlett. Episode 18. So, before we get into our regularly scheduled programming, let me show you what we did earlier in the week so you guys don't miss a thing.
And that's the material load being dropped off from Home Depot.
A few days later, we decided to lay some concrete in that deteriorated corner. Alright guys, it is currently Friday morning, just before we start working on Sunday, and we wanted to get some of the concrete laid down first, especially in the corner over here. So, we're going to get to it. There it is right here. This is fast setting concrete, so it should set pretty quickly, and it should be all set up and ready to go, so we could just start doing the woodworking and the framing on Sunday. Alright guys, and that is half a bag of concrete down. It's not pretty. It's not the best. But that'll be all set up for Sunday when we actually do the full trench. And now, back to our regularly scheduled programming. Good morning guys, and welcome back to House Renovations Chapter 4, Episode 18. I'm going to start this off by apologizing for not uploading yesterday. The old man and mom's anniversary was on Saturday. That's an 8-year anniversary, by the way. But the old man works full-time on top of doing this with us, so he decided yesterday, you know what, I'm going to spend the day with my wife, and we're not going to be able to do any work today. That's fine, because it also rained all day, and that wasn't going to help our case at all. But there's a lot of things to do today in a very short amount of time. We have to run concrete, we have to throw down flashing, put down, the siding of shingles for the bottom row here. It's a lot. And there are a lot of previous techniques that are shown in this video that won't be explained as thoroughly as usual. So, if you guys want to see all of that, make sure you check out previous videos. But, as usual, let me quit yapping. I'll see you guys when I get to work. First up, removing all that nasty press board where the old shingles used to be. After that, it was removing the wood right around the sill plate so we could see how bad the damage was. In light of what we recently found out, the edge of the concrete line right there that you see from the asphalt, we're going to have to trim that back in order to install new sill plates along here. We also have to trim back a few because you see how that's raised right there, and then there's one right there. That's because roots from this tree right here grew underneath everything and popped it up. Spoiler alert, I couldn't have been farther from the truth. Here's the old man explaining what's going on with the sill plate before we start cutting back that concrete. Alright, I know that we had to take some of that out, as you guys saw before. What in the world's going on here?
Well, the way the house was built back in 1920, the way they framed it is instead of having a flat sill plate on the extension out here, they took two 2x4s, put them up on the edge, and then put the other 2x4s on top of it instead of having the bottom sill plate flat. The exterior 2x4 is all rotted out, so we got to cut all that out and replace it. I'm kind of glad we're doing it now.
More work for us, but it's better and safer in the end. Time for the old man to start cutting the concrete with the angle grinder. Now that it was all cut, it was my job to start removing it. A piece of the concrete that came from this trench that we just had to knock back more concrete for. More on this little hole right here in a minute. And that leads us into our educational segment with the old man. So that hole that we initially thought was the roots pushing everything up, what exactly is that?
It's a coal chute. Back in the day, they heated houses. First was wood fires and wood burning stoves. Then they went to what they call a coal furnace, which you had to buy coal and dump it down into the basement and fill the furnace with coal. This is the access to get it down in. And then like that pipe that was up front by where we were painting, that was for what they call oil. They went from coal to oil, now to natural gas furnaces.
So basically, if you guys ever seen like an old time movie where they were shoveling coal into like a locomotive, that's what they would have to do with houses in order to heat them up. Then they moved to oil, like he said, and I'll be showing you the picture of the oil pipe that, you know, we painted over because it looks pretty. And then now we have our natural gas furnaces and everything now. So it's a little piece of history that, you know, you might not have known if you didn't watch this video. We busted out the handy dandy skill saw, cut the previous sill plate out, and here's the removal. Alright guys, so the plan is we have to cut out some of the bottom of the studs. You obviously saw us pull out that sill plate. Now the 2x6 that the old man is actually using as a knee rest right now, minus screws, is going to go in, and it's going to be going this way, not this way, because we have to pour concrete and it's the way the house was built. So we have to go with what the house was built if we're going to replace, you know, sill plates and footers and headers and all of that. After fighting with it for an hour and a half, the old man finally started screwing it in. While the old man was getting that 2x6 put up, I measured the 2x4, cut it, and he was ready to lag bolt it in that corner near the door. As you guys can see here, we decided to put up a 1x6 instead of the normal plywood because it would have been hard to cut sheets to cover up that gap. So we instead put 1x6 up both there and in the corner here too. Up next, the flashing. And finally, the concrete pour for the day. Alright guys, and that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching House Renovations Chapter 4, Episode 18. Now we didn't get to doing that run of siding yet because of the unforeseen circumstance of the sill plate being completely rotted out on the bottom here. But this is a perfect example of us preparing for the worst, because we did get the material just earlier this week and we didn't even know we had to replace the sill plate. See? Also, we got more concrete coming this week. We're going to lay the second layer down, make sure everything looks all nice and pretty, so next week we can work on the siding and start the painting. But as always, I would like to say thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.
If you like what you've seen, like, comment, and subscribe.
We try to upload every Sunday and Monday.
And always remember to work smarter, not harder.